Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Resin Me Up. So I know I told you guys I was going to do this special project yesterday, but we found out from the city that today was going to be the day that they were going to come around and pick up all of the tree limbs. So we decided to do a community limb gathering, I guess you want to call it, on our block. And so we have everything picked up and ready because they were shooting out specifications. They wanted everything to be no longer than 10 foot and all this other stuff. And it had to be out to the curb and blah, 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 blah. So anyway, everything is ready on our parts and our neighbors and everything. So that is all done. So today we're going to tackle this. And I am less nervous than I was when I said I was nervous the other day. So let me go over everything I have here first. So she wants a plate stand. So I've got that over here. And this is Oscar. She had a UV DTF made. I trimmed around it just to get rid of the excess. And he is an African gray. And so you'll see that he has like the reddish orange tail feathers. And so, ain't he cute? But anyway, so we're going to be putting this on top. Now, she has sent me, and this is the most important box I got from her. This is his, I think it's the band. Let me open it up. I haven't opened this because I didn't want to open anything until I was ready to literally do this, because I didn't want anything to happen to any of it. Yes, that is his breeder band, and that had been around his foot, leg, whatever you want to call it. She wants that in there, so we're going to put that right back in there. And then this is his tail feathers, or I think a couple of his tail feathers. So see, they are that orangish, reddish color, which is the reason why she sent me this. And it's a orangey, reddy color looking glitter. So those are his tail feathers. And then we're going to wrap that back up very delicately like it was. Stick those right back in there. Set that right over there with Oscar. And then this is the mold that she sent me, and it is a heart-shaped mold. And so now this has been in the plastic the whole time. And this is the mold. Now a lot of the reason I cut around this plastic is because when you try to fit Oscar in there, there wasn't a lot of room with, let me show you the other one. She sent two, just in case. So this is what it looked like originally. So when you sat it in there, and I did cut off this piece right here, because if I want to put him off over here to the side so that I can add the other things in there, this would have been in the way. So I just went ahead and cut that piece off. I'm sure it's probably part of the wood thing that he would rest on inside his cage. So I didn't think that made that big of a difference. So I went ahead and trimmed that off because I thought we would put him over here. So that's what I did with that. So these are the colors. Other than this one, she sent me Rolio Ice Crystals White because she wants kind of a blue background with some white clouds. And then this is the blue, which is Blue Dragonfly by Rolio. And then she also sent me Crushed Crystal. And then she also sent me some sparkling glitter, which is a silver, I believe. Yeah, it's a silver. So that is the color scheme. So what I have to do is try to figure out how to get the back of this, because I'm going to work my way up versus down, because we're going to be putting this, you know, or putting Oscar, you know, right in here. And then his tail feathers, his bird band, and then she said that he loved bells, so I thought about putting some bells in there. And then I also was going to put some greenery in there maybe, and then also maybe another like a stick, you know, to put in there to look like he's on, you know, on his stick, because that's a pretty good size piece of wood right there. So that's my plan. Now for the background, I think I'm going to go obviously with the blue Dragonfly. And I'm going to do this in layers, because I think in order for me to create what she's wanting, I'm going to need to do it in layers. So I'm going to do the blue for the background first, and then for the clouds, I'm going to go in after this is cured, not completely, but mostly, and we're going to put in, you know, some cloud detail. And then for this, I've been trying to figure out what I want to do with this, because I know she wants it in there, but the only thing I can think to do with it, because I don't want it to take over the whole thing, and the only thing I can think to do with it is to maybe we can put it around the edge, or we can, I just lost my train of thought. We could put it wherever his feathers are going to be, but I don't want his feathers to disappear. So I'm still contemplating what I'm going to do with this. And then of course the crushed crystal is going to go in with, I think she said she wanted that in with either the white or the blue or all of it. And then I don't know about the silver either. So I think this is just going to be a go. I mean, maybe we could do the plate stand in the silver, so that way we're at least incorporating some silver into the project. So I'm not sure, but that's what I have here, and that's what we're going to do. So okay, well, I'm going to mix up some resin, and we're at least going to get that blue back there and get that started so that can get to curing, and then we'll start building the layers from there. Okay? All right. BRB. Okay, guys. I did some cussing and discussing with myself while I was mixing up these colors. Decided to mix up the white. I did put the crushed crystal in with the white, and added some glue to both, and we're gonna see where this takes us. Yeah, okay, so let me spritz this. I don't even know if you're supposed to do that with these molds, but we're gonna do it today. So this is the Blue Dragonfly, and I did mix up 10 ounces, so This is quite, I've never used the Rolio colors before, ever. And this is quite shimmery. Quite shimmery. So it's kind of more like a blue gray versus a blue, which I think is perfect because Oscar was a African gray. I'll let that sit for just a second here. See where that goes, or how that sits, or whatever. Because like I said, I'm not familiar with these colors at all, so I don't know how they behave. I've only seen Michelle use them. I did dissolve my powders in alcohol before. Okay, now I'm going to try to put a little bit of this white in here. And who knows, this might have been a mistake, but I guess we'll see. You just never know how resin is going to act. And like I said, I'm not familiar with the Rolio colors, so I don't know how they're going to. And I am using the Let's Resin. I mix that mica in with my mixer and by hand, and so I don't know what the bubbles are because the mica was completely mixed in, plus I dissolved it in alcohol, so I don't know. I just don't want all of the white to be in the center. I want it to be mixed equally. Okay, we'll be back. We'll see how this worked. Okay? All right, BRB. Hey everyone, welcome back. So this is cured, and I want to show you what I've done here. I haven't put anything down, nothing's permanent, but I went out to my curb since I have plenty of sticks, and I got a piece out from out there, and what I did was I just whittled it down, cleaned it up, and then I covered it with liquid polyurethane so that it sealed it. And then I have these leaves for the greenery, and then we're just going to lay this right on top of that, just like that, for greenery. And then here's Oscar's feathers and his breeder band. And then these are the bells that I have. They were either green, purple, gold, red, or blue. And I thought, since, you know, he was a gray and we're doing blue, that's closest, I think. I mean, other than the lavender, I mean, we could do lavender too. I just chose the blue because I mean, the red would be good because it's probably the same color as his tail colors. So that would be okay too. It's so hard to decide. Should I do the red? Should I do the red? Should I do the red? I think I will do the red. But the red does match that very well. And I just put the little bells around this because I was going to put them on a clear string and just lay them in here, and then I thought, you know what, this is just as good as doing that. So I just wanted to circle them around the feathers. Try to get them as even as possible. Oh yeah, that looks much better than the blue, I think. Mo better, mo better, mo better. Okay. So now I was trying to figure out, I just kind of want to showcase those feathers since they're Oscar's. And I put his breeder band down here right next to the feathers, or actually surrounding the feathers, so that way they look like they belong right there, or it belongs right there. Now, to incorporate this color or even this color, I thought about taking some UV resin and just going around this edge all the way around, and then just curing it, and then that way that color would be in there. Because I mean, she sent it to me, so I want to use it, but I don't want it to look gaudy either. I also thought about taking that and maybe putting it around these leaves, but whenever you put Oscar in there on the top, he's going to cover up quite a few of those leaves. He's going to be more, I need to move this over because I'm not going to cover up his breeder band. So it'll be like that. So I think that's what I'm going to do, is go around this edge. So let me get some here. And I mean, I'm not going to do it like a ton of it because, you know, I don't want it to be like a lot, if that makes sense. And then I am just going to cure it as it goes around with my flashlight, so that way it doesn't run all over the place. Move Oscar out of the way. I don't know if silver, I don't know what silver would look like in there. Just a second here. Not a lot, just a little tiny bit. Put a paper towel under this so I can turn it. Okay, here we go. Let's start down here. If I can hang on to my stuff, you guys can see, right? Yep. Try to keep my head out of it. Hold on a minute, let me get this cleaned up. Okay guys, I got it around there. I'm gonna go ahead and get this cured real quick. Okay, now we're going to, I think I have to put these in resin, dip them in resin before I put them down. So we are going to do that so that we don't have a bunch of bubbles. So I am going to mix up my resin, and then we'll get all this in here. We may have to stabilize some of these with UV resin to make them stay down, otherwise they're probably going to float. So let me mix up some resin here, and I will BRB. Okay? All right, BRB. Okay, guys. I got Oscar's feathers dipped in resin, and I'm just kind of going around, and I'm trying to separate them because it kind of, as feathers would do, they kind of just moved all together. Try to do it very delicately. That looks good. And then bring these two ends back together. And we're going to put that right there on the bottom. Okay, so now underneath there, we've got lots of bubbles, and it's because they're not sitting flat. So I'm just going to put some resin underneath them, see if I can't get those out of there. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to UV resin the rest of this stuff down so that it does not float. Hopefully those will stay down. Okay. Okay, I gotta get this resin poured because it's getting hot. But I want to put some crushed crystal in here. Just a little bit. All right. I don't want to fill it too full because I still have to put Oscar on there. Okay. We will be back when it's time to put Oscar on top and then top coat it. Okay, we'll be back in a little while. Bye. Hey y'all, welcome back. So, I demolded this because I had to sand it down because the piece of wood came up above the surface quite a bit. So I used the Let's Resin sander and I sanded it. However, I did not know that these two bells had gotten above or close enough to the surface that when I sanded them, I sanded the tops off of them. So I think what I'm going to do is just use my red marker and I'll color those. But this is the back. The back turned out really nice. Now, I sanded the edges all the way around. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put Oscar on here. And I might end up cutting just a little bit more off of this edge over here. Because I think I want to put Oscar like right there. I don't want him to go off of this edge. Now, I'm going to put him on here just like this, with this sanded like this, and then we're gonna top coat it just like that, because you'll never see underneath him, so you know it's not going to make any difference. So I'm just going to trim off this edge right here, just round it off. Just like that. And now Oscar will fit on there just right, and you'll be able to see the stick and the leaves and the greenery and everything else. That fits just perfect. If I move that over just a little bit to match that stick, then his tail feathers will cover up his breeder band. So if I turn him just a tidge like that, then he'll fit just perfect. And then that part right there will match that. So that's pretty good. And I can bring him down too, just a little bit. Bring Oscar down just a bit. He doesn't have to be all the way up at the top. As a matter of fact, we can bring him down even more than that. Just like that. Just like that. And then I really thought about asking Sheila if she would mind if I put Oscar, not big, just Oscar right down here on this edge, which I can do that afterwards, but yeah, I think I'm going to put him right there because I think everything goes really good right there. And I'm going to use my pencil here, and I'm just going to make a mark so I know where the top goes, and then I can take it back off. There it is. Okay, so there and there. So there and there. Okay, here we go. This turned out so good. I mean, I just sanded that down flush with the resin. Took me about an hour to get it all sanded, but it worked great. All right, here we go, Oscar, Mr. Oscar. We're gonna get you right in here. Whoa, stop. All right, I gotta stand up tall here. Okay, I gotta get on my stool. I can't see. One momento. Okay. Got him laid down here. So it should go right on there. Oh, no, 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 no. I forgot to angle it. Well, I guess it's not going to come off now. I'm almost positive of it. Yep, I knew it. So it's just going to have to stay right where it's at. Sorry, I'm just looking at it. Dang it. Well, it's on there now. And it ain't coming off. Is it? It did get just me, or can you see where that lifted right there? She sent me another one, but I don't want to have to take that off there and replace it. See, I'm way off my mark. This matches up perfect. I just didn't shift it. All right, hold on. Okay, guys. I got that one off and got the other one on, and it went on there perfectly. So Oscar is now on there. That one was, just in case you guys are wondering how you get those off, you just heat them up with a heat gun, and then you use a scraper to scrape it off. But I can tell you guys, if you ever question whether or not these need to be covered up with resin, don't. Because they're just like plastic. Like, it literally cut my finger. That's how strong those UV DTF stickers are. So Oscar's in place. Now all we need to do is coat this, and I'm not coating the back, I'm just coating the sides and the top. So all I need to do then, I just need to tape the back of this. So I was going to use liquid latex, but I'd have to wait for that to dry, and I don't want to mess with all that. So I am just going to use painter's tape and tape it off on the back, and then we'll just peel it off when it's done. And when I sanded this, I sanded it all the way up to 1500 grit. Started at 60 and went all the way up to 1500. So, and I wet sanded it. So it is good to go. And I'll get this cut off, and I will get my tabletop resin mixed up. Get this up on some cups, and I will be right back. Okay? All right. BRB. And then we have to pour these. I think I'm just going to do clear with some crushed crystal in them, because I don't want them to take away from, that's hard to pick up, from the highlight of this whole thing. So I think I'm just going to do them clear. She didn't really specify that she wanted them a certain color, so I'm just going to do them clear. So, okay, all right, BRB. Okay, guys, here we go. I was trying to make sure everything was out of the way here. So we're going to use the Let's Resin tabletop epoxy today. Make sure everything's out of it, and I leveled it. It's level. And I mixed up 3 ounces, so we'll see. It should be fine. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Okay. Basically what I'll do now from this point is just watch these sides, just to make sure that they're covered good. Just make sure that they don't have, you know, because the resin doesn't drip like a waterfall flow. So, and you don't want to have any ripples. So you just have to watch it. All right, well, this is what it's going to look like. I don't really think I need to bring you back, but once it's cured, I will get photos and I will put it at the end of the video. Sheila, I pray to God that you like this, and if you want me to put Oscar's name right down here, just let me know and I can do it. I'll cut it out on my Cricut, and just let me know what color you want it to be. If I can do it in silver, that would look really good in silver. So just let me know. Happy to do it. I know we didn't talk about it, but just let me know. I think it looks really good. I was so nervous about doing that I think it turned out nice. And I hope you like it. Sorry I had to use the second UV DTF, but thank God you sent me 2. So, okay. I will see you guys hopefully for the next video. I do need to let you guys know that my filming is going to be sporadic because since Caitlin just found out from her doctor, her neurologist, since she had a seizure, she can't drive for 6 months. So I am in charge of taking the girls to twirl, bringing the girls home from twirl, because their dad, he works construction, so he's gone. And so I'm going to be helping out with that, and there's nothing we can do. So that's just what happens when you have a seizure. When she first started having seizures, she couldn't drive for 6 months too, and we anticipated it, but anyway, so that's why this didn't get done yesterday, because I was running kids around, and so the process of curing and waiting and that kind of thing. So just let you know, it's not that I'm not working, it's just that I'm out running amok with kids and getting them where they need to be, getting Caitlin to her doctor's appointments and groceries and everything like that. So, okay. All right, y'all. Let me know what you think. Did I do it justice? Did I do Oscar justice? And yeah, so leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And I guess that's it. Just let me know what you think. So we'll see you guys. Have a great day, and remember to stay curious, stay creative, always stay positive and be kind, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye, everyone.